intern, always, to deal with all this equipment so that I can focus on the matter at hand, which is sports. All right, we are back. I have conquered one more day. I have conquered the equipment here. 972-501-9390 is the studio number if you want to give me a holler. We're going to be focusing on the cricket world for the next 21 minutes. We're going to get to our first break, and then after that, Shep's going to be joining me, and we're going to be talking all things football, both college, the championship game coming up tomorrow, as well as what transpired in the divisional round yesterday and what is to come today. All right, but that's then. Right now, as always, we're going to start things off in the world of cricket and a big match. Before we get over to the Under-19 World Cup, which got started a little while back, we talked about it. I want to say maybe we didn't. Yeah, we did not. Sorry. It started on last Thursday. So just a few matches in, we will get into that. But we're going to get things going talking about India and New Zealand. Now, this, that first ODI we had talked about, because this took place as we were together last Sunday. New Zealand scored 300 on the dot, leaving a target of 301 for Team India. And India, they, I don't want to say struggled. It wasn't easy. New Zealand did not make it easy, but in the end, in the 49th over with 6 deliveries remaining and 4 wickets in hand, India was able to, it was really, it looked nip and tuck for the last 7-8 overs, and then in that 49th over, India really came through. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Sundar who hit a couple of big shots in that 49th over. They came in needing 12 off of the 12 balls, and he got more than enough because he tied it up, I believe, on the penultimate ball of that 49th over, and then hit a 6 to win 306 to 300. So that's why I say it's not really a struggle. They were kind of in control, still had some wickets, but New Zealand did make it uncomfortable for Team India. Well, that brings us to the second ODI that just where were we? Took place on the 14th. The second ODI took place on the 14th of January, and this one, India batted first. And put up 284 at a loss of 7 wickets up there. Rohit, top of the order, man. India's always good, but the thing is, they continue to bat so deep. Now, it's been, what do we say? Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times a pattern. Well, they've been at it for not 3 years, but about 15 years now. India bats so deep. It's a little insane. So yeah, Rohit Sharma, 24 off of 38. Very un-Rohit Sharma-like. If Rahul were here, I would love to talk to him about that because, and I think Rahul's going to be joining us back in a couple of weeks. He'll be back from his hiatus. But I would love to get his thoughts on Rohit Sharma because this was very un-Rohit Sharma-like. 24 runs off of 38 deliveries, strike rate of 63. This is not what he does. This is not how he gets things going at the top. And that kind of set the stage because the captain, the other opener, Shubman Gill, scored 56 off of 53. Now, in an ODI, 105 strike rate is not terrible. It's not really bad either. It's pretty good. I mean, you want to be in the ODIs, you want to be around 115, 120 maybe. But 100 strike rate is nothing to sneeze at. Shubman Gill had 9 fours and a 6, a 53 ball, 56 half century before he was gone on a ball by Jamieson. In came Virat Kohli, and Virat Kohli was bowled out by Clark on only 23 off of 29 deliveries, with only 2 boundaries in those 29 deliveries he faced. Shreyas Iyer, 17 off of 8. So New Zealand really, really tightened up the bowling here. And then in came KL Rahul. And KL Rahul, oh my goodness. He ended up sticking around until the end, scored 112, a century, off of 92 deliveries, 11 fours, and a 6 for a strike rate of 121.73. And nobody else did a whole lot. Of course, at this point, you don't have a whole lot left behind you, but still, Ravindra Jadeja came in, scored 27 off of 44 deliveries, though, strike rate of 61. Nitish Kumar Reddy came in, scored 20 off of 21 with 1-6, the lone boundary for him, and strike rate of 95. Harshit Rana, 2 for 4. Mohammad Siraj, 2 for 3, and that was that. They finished out the 50 overs, scored 284, lost 7 wickets, but it's not terrible. Christian Clark again with 3 of those wickets, and then between Jamieson, Folkes, Lennox, and Bracewell, they all got 1 each. But especially Lennox and Michael Bracewell really, really bowled well here. Lennox with 10 overs, giving up 42 runs with a wicket for an economy of 4.2. And Bracewell did him one better, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 34 total runs given up, economy of 3.4 with a wicket. So really did a great job, the New Zealand bowlers, limiting the India batsmen a little bit. In an ODI, limiting them to 284. It's not great, but it could have been worse against that lineup. Well, New Zealand comes in, and boy, oh boy, it did not look good. The openers, Devon Conway and Henry Nicholls. Devon Conway was bowled out in the 6th over, not 5th, 6th over. When he was bowled out, New Zealand only had 22 on the board. 22 runs in the first 5 overs. In the 13th over, when Henry Nicholls was also bowled out by Prasidh Krishna this time, he was sitting at 10 off of 24 deliveries, strike rate of 41. Yeah. So when Conway fell, in came Will Young, the 1 down. And when Nicholls fell in the 13th over, in came Daryl Mitchell, Daryl Mitchell. And those two formed a partnership that carried New Zealand all the way to 200 plus. By the time the next wicket fell, which was Will Young scored 87 off of 98 with 7 fours, no sixes, strike rate of 88. But setting up that partnership, right? Setting up that partnership is so, so important. And by the time he fell in the 38th over, they were at 208 with a when they came in, a target of 285. So not a whole lot left. About 76 runs, 77 runs to go. And in came Glenn Phillips, and Daryl Mitchell carried them home. Daryl Mitchell ended up 131 runs off of 117 deliveries, 111.96, so 112 strike rate, 11 fours and 2 sixes. Just had himself a great, great day. Glenn Phillips came in, and I think with Mitchell Hay, Michael Bracewell, and then the bowlers, Folkes, Clark, Jamieson, Lennox. But with a couple of batters behind him, and with the target so close, Glenn Phillips did not hold back. 25 deliveries, 32 runs, 2 fours, and a 6, 128 strike rate, carrying New Zealand home and to a victory over India, tying the series 1-1. And we got to pick things up a little bit here, because we got to get to that third match. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right. That brings us, friends and neighbors, to that third, ever important third match that just wrapped up. Just wrapped up just a few minutes ago. And in this one, sometimes wickets can come in bunches, but oftentimes when that happens, it's because the batting team is under pressure. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, how the end transpired, but let's get to the beginning first. New Zealand batted first in this one. And again, the start inauspicious. Devon Conway out. Actually, even before that, in the first over, the other opener, Henry Nicholls, fell for a golden duck, not just a duck, golden duck, bowled out by Arshdeep Singh on the fourth delivery of the match. And that left New Zealand at 5 for 1. Devon Conway had scored 5, having faced 4 deliveries and had scored, had hit a 4 and a single. Well, that single proved to be costly, as Henry Nicholls, when he faced that 4th delivery, he was gone. Newcomer, Will Young, comes in, defends a couple of balls. So they're still at 5 at the end of 1. Side switch. Devon Conway's at the strike, and Devon Conway is gone off of the first delivery from Harshit Rana, caught by Sharma. And now your openers are gone. 5 at a loss of 2. New Zealand is sitting, and things are not looking great. Well, Will Young was on strike, and then when Conway fell, Daryl Mitchell, the hero from match number 2, came in, and he did heroic things again. Daryl Mitchell and Will Young, this partnership, man oh man, they virtually single-handedly, I don't want to say completely, virtually single-handedly won matches 2 and 3 for New Zealand. Because in this one, coming in at 5 for a loss of 2 after the first delivery of the second over, by the time Will Young fell in the 13th over, they were at 53. So not great. Will Young only scored 30. But this time, Glenn Phillips came in and he said, I got you. And the partnership that Glenn Phillips and Daryl Mitchell formed, that carried them all the way to the first delivery of the 44th over when Glenn Phillips fell. First delivery of the 44th. So from the 13th to the 44th, through the 43rd, first delivery of the 44th, Glenn Phillips falls. And at that point, New Zealand is 277 at a loss of 4. Daryl Mitchell fell on the first delivery of the very next over, the 45th over, at which point they were 283 for 5. And then the bottom of the order did a little bit. Not too much. You're not being asked to do too much. Michael Bracewell, the captain himself, came in, and he carried them all the way to the end as the other wickets fell around him. So I'm going to move down. Mitchell Hay, 2 for 6. Zach Folkes, 10 for 8 with a 4. Christian Clark hit a 4 and a 6 on his 5 deliveries, scoring 11 before he was bowled out by Harshit Rana. But all through it, Michael Bracewell, the captain, stood tall, 18 deliveries faced, 1 4, 3 6s, strike rate of 155, scoring 28 runs, carrying New Zealand to 337 at a loss of 8. 337 at a loss of 8. Arshdeep Singh had 3 wickets. Harshit Rana had 3. But Harshit Rana was expensive, 10 overs, 84 runs. And all in all, pretty much everybody was expensive. Mohammad Siraj one bowler under 5 economy, giving up 337, leaving a target of 338 for Team India for that formidable lineup. And Rohit Sharma, once again, disappointed. At least he started the way you expect him to. 2 fours in the first 13 deliveries he faced before he was gone at only 11 runs. On the last ball of the 4th over, Rohit Sharma was caught on a ball by Folks, caught by Clark, and he was gone. Shubman Gill, the captain, was bowled out by Jameson shortly thereafter at 23 off of 18. Virat Kohli came in, and Virat Kohli did, or tried to do, Virat Kohli things. He came in 1 down when Rohit Sharma fell, and he stuck around for a while as other wickets just continued to fall around him. Shreyas Iyer, 3 off of 10 before he was gone. KL Rahul, the hero from that first match, 1 run, 6 deliveries, gone. Nitish Kumar Reddy got himself a half century, 53 off of 57. But again, 53 off of 57, strike rate of 92 before he was gone, with a high target, right? Ravindra Jadeja didn't do much, 12 off 16. Harshit Rana, 52 off of 43 before he was gone, so got himself a half century. Virat Kohli, I skipped over him for a reason. 124 off of 108 deliveries, 10 fours, 3 sixes, 114. Tried very hard to will his team to a victory. But what happened here at the end, once here, I'll get you to, I think what's worth talking about is where India made a surge. So things looked a little on the bleak side for New Zealand there, because let's start here. At the end of 40 overs, India was sitting at 230 for 6, right? They need only 106 wickets. That's quite a bit. But on that last delivery, Virat Kohli got himself his century off the 39th over, the 40th over. At the end of 40, they were sitting at 230 for 6. They need 108 from 60 deliveries, and things are looking pretty bleak, right? Well, in that 41st over, Virat Kohli he didn't hit the 6. Harshit Rana had a big 6, and they scored 10 runs at the end of 41. India now needs 98 off of 54. Still looking not great. 42nd over. A wide here, a few singles there, a boundary by Harshit Rana. And at the end of 42, with those 9 runs, they're sitting at 89 off of 48 deliveries. Still not looking great. 43rd over, Harshit Rana starts with a 4, then gets a single. Virat Kohli, Jameson throws a wide, and then trying to correct, went 2 straight, and Virat Kohli just absolutely drove it straight. It ended up being a low full toss, and he's not going to miss those, right? Hit a 6, gets a double, gets another single, and Harshit Rana hits a 6 on the last delivery, giving India 21 runs in that 43rd over. And now they only need 68 off 42 with 2 set batsmen up. Things are looking bleak, right? Things are looking really bleak here. Well, folks come in. Kohli gets a single, and Harshit Rana comes to bat and just gets to his 50 on a deep, just a deep 6, second tier. And things are starting to look really bad. Well, folks comes back with a dot ball on the next delivery. And then on the 4th delivery of the 44th over, with Mohammad Siraj, we'll talk about that. On the 4th delivery of the 44th over, Harshit Rana is caught by Nichols off of a delivery by Folks. He ran a long whiles. Oh, Nichols did, and made a great sliding catch to get Hashitrana. But sometimes that's what the team needs, right? Siraj comes in, and for a golden duck on the very next delivery from Folks, Siraj just nicks one back right to the keeper, and all of a sudden, 2 wickets down. They're down to 8, 277, needing 61 off the last 36 balls, but with only 2 wickets in hand now. Virat Kohli still on strike. Well, not on strike, but he's a set batsman. Kuldeep Yadav comes in and smartly, I mean, he inside edged, but onto the pad. So ended up being did not take the run because he wanted to give the strike back to Virat Kohli. But hey, 7 runs, 2 wickets, and end of 44, 5 overs left. Sorry, 6 overs left. And they need 61 off of those. Phillips comes in, and now Kohli's playing tight. Dot ball, single. Kuldeep gets a single. Kohli gets a single. Kuldeep hits a 4 at the end to get to 7 runs in the 45th over. Need 54 off of 30. Kohli's on strike, 46th over. Starts with a 4 and a 4. 2 boundaries. Then he gets a dot ball. And Clark comes back. Yeah. Clark comes back. A wobbly ball right in the slot. Kohli went for the lofted off drive, but the bat face opened up on impact. Ball went high in the night sky and came down about 10 meters inside the rope. Mitchell catches it, makes a really good catch. I mean, sometimes some of those high moonshots are difficult to get under and corral, right? Well, Kohli's out. Arshdeep hits a 4 on his first delivery. But in the end, the very next delivery, Arshdeep is gone. And that is that. That is all she wrote. New Zealand at the end of 46 wins 334 to 296, winning by 42 runs with 24 deliveries left, a convincing victory, and winning the series after losing the first one, winning the series 2-1. New Zealand takes that in India on their home field, takes 2 out of 3 and takes the series. All right. Well, that is what's happening in the world of cricket. We didn't even get to the under 19. We'll talk about that next week, maybe. Here comes a break. After the break, we're going to be switching the spotlight over to, I think we're going to start off. I want to start off with a little bit of basketball. You're listening to the Sports Spotlight right here on Radio Azad with your host, Rizwan. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Radio Azad.